What's up, y'all? We back, man, with another episode of your favorite podcast, the Post Up Podcast. I'm Coach Mark. I'm in the building, man. I got my co-hosts with me, but y'all already know who they are.
I'm Coach Stevie. It is good to be back again, episode 6. Have a lot to talk about postseason basketball, so excited to get into it.
Yeah, Coach Quest here, episode 6, like Marcus and Stevie said. Postseason wrapping up, and again, just a lot of conversations to be had, and I'm really looking forward to this episode. Really looking forward to this episode.
Man, I ain't mad at that, man. Listen, man, we got a special guest in the building, man. I'm gonna let my brother, man. He's one of the guys that's been tuned into the show from the beginning. Helped me behind the scenes to make sure that I actually did the show and did not do it. Always encouraging me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. I call him the bad guy, but I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Absolutely not the bad guy, y'all. Don't let him do that. I'm Coach Bud from the unit. I'm one of the directors.
Man, welcome to the show, man. What's up, man? You've been watching, you've been listening. You know what I'm saying? Every time I shoot you, when is it dropping? When is it dropping, man?
Yeah, we want to know. Y'all need to be on time every 2 weeks.
Okay. Yo, listen, man. Everybody got stuff going on, but I know he don't want to hear none of that.
Nah, not at all.
How's it feel, man? You on the show, man. You always got a lot to say. We had to bring you on.
I'm definitely a little nervous to be on the show.
Okay.
I think it's too early for me to be on the show. Just so y'all know. All right? Playoffs just dropped.
Nah, it's fire.
I feel some type of way.
Nah, that's why we're here. So that's why we here, man. Let's get right into it, man. Tip off talk, fellas, man. A lot have been going on. We in sectional play. Got the MMA playoffs. All of that stuff is kind of wrapped up for the most part on the local side, man. Let's get into it, man. MMA is a little quicker, so let's get into the MMA playoffs. What did y'all think?
Too short. Too short. It's one game, go to the championship, not enough.
Did he waste no time?
No.
Jeez.
No time.
So go ahead. We'll go right there. So
It's just not enough.
it's not enough.
Nah, they need to go through a gauntlet like Buff State.
Now hold that because we're gonna get into that.
Got some hot
We're gonna
takes
get into
coming up,
that.
hot takes coming
But
up.
let's talk about the what happened in the playoffs.
For what it was, pause, short or long.
It was a good joint though.
Right.
It was
Definitely.
Shorter. We
just get crazy.
right off the bat. Okay. All right. Which one do you like? You like it short or you like it long?
Come on, we not.
Yeah.
All right. So back to the playoffs. Yo, we gonna have a great show.
For what it was, I mean, it was some good games, competitive games all the way through up until championships. The vibe and the atmosphere at Canisius was electric. It was a good atmosphere. All teams competed. I want to say all the Canisius games were within a couple possessions for the most part. So I mean, it was high level basketball execution down the stretch. Big shots made. Shots not made, but that's the name of the game. So, but I think at the end of the day, it was for what it was for MMA. I think it was a good showing.
Yeah, I mean, I can't complain. The team I picked at the beginning of the year to go back-to-back ended up doing it again.
You had to throw that in there.
Here we go.
You had to throw that in there.
I thought we mentioned it a lot throughout the season, but a lot of their guys just built in and they played their role. They played their role at the right time too. And you get an atmosphere like Canisius University where, I mean, for a high school basketball game, it was sold out, standing room only. Where
it wasn't even standing room.
Yeah, the announcer's going on the microphone saying, if you're underneath the scoreboard, we need you to move out. It's a safety concern. You got multiple safety personnel in the building, and so I think that's just a testament to the level of play of the MMA and the level of play of what they can do on a consistent basis. I mean, even Villa too, for some of those games, the games were packed out as well. So for me, I've always loved the packed gym. I've loved the atmosphere. I love the competitiveness. You had both student sections chirping each other, and so for me, that's just good. That's just good high school basketball, and it turned out to be a good game in the long run too.
Coach Bud?
I agree. I think that the atmosphere is great. It's amazing. I thought it was competitive, but after those big games, that first series, I just don't think that the right next game after that should be the championship game. Right?
Okay.
I think it needs to be another game after that.
Where do you think what are the teams you think they're playing against?
No, so that's a segue for later. So hold that because I know where he going with that one. So I got it's a segue for later. Let's talk about the games to go to the championship. So we had Canisius taking on St. Mary's.
St. Mary's.
How do y'all feel about that game? How you feel that game went? If you watched that game, you get a chance to catch that game?
I came a little late to that game.
Okay. What was your thoughts?
It was a good game though.
Good game?
It was a good game. It was good. I think James got fouled out in that game.
That was
James
the
So
foul
that
trouble.
was the game changer.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah,
on,
it
there
was,
we go. That's,
That was
that's,
the
what,
game
that's what I
changer.
wanted
James
to get
getting
to.
fouled out.
Third
sure.
He
quarter.
might have not. I don't think James had a big year as far as like scoring the basketball, but every game I watched James play, he guarded the best player on the floor, and once he's out, it's just different for St. Mary's because they don't. I don't think they have a perimeter defender like that with his build and his strength and his size, his speed and all that to defend.
Nah, for sure.
that
I
was
think,
a- that
and I
was a
think
big one.
him being to play that point forward role as a big guard, I think that helps too. So that was tough. That was tough. I think that was. Coach Quest, what did you think of the Nichols and Joe's game?
That was a good one. I mean, that was back and forth. That was momentum swinging games. Each team threw out, blows, and, each team was able to counter, bring it back. It literally came down to the last possession. It came down to free throws. It came down to execution. The young guys over at St. Joe's, they put on the show.
They
I mean, they
did.
came up short, but they put on the show. They let people know why they deserve to be where they're at on the stage that they are. I think they are, as people say, they like must see TV. When you pay for a ticket to go see St. Joe's play, you're gonna get good defense, good rotations. You're gonna get some highlight plays from JJ. Because even myself, and I know you're not impressed by it anymore, because that's a normal, as you say, 8:00 morning
That's a fact.
on a Saturday. But some of the stuff that just that team is able to do and how they complement each other is a big success. And then G4, big defensive stance on that out of bounds play on Trey, just made a big stop to help bring it home for St. Joe's.
Speaking about that last play, so I got a couple people that text me after the game, or will remain nameless, but they texted me after the game, and they felt that there was a lot of physical contact on that last play of the game.
I thought the whole game was physical.
I'm going to go to Coach Bud on this because Coach Bud is a referee. So what was your thoughts on the last play of the game where it was a little physical between that? Do you, as a ref, do you let them play in that moment, or you just decided? Does it have to be egregious? What's your thoughts in that process?
I don't want to go deep into like my side of referee. I don't take varsity games.
Got you.
I only take modified JV games like that. Primarily because I want to see my players play.
Okay.
So I don't take those games. But I would say, like, towards the end of that, like that physical side, I thought the offensive man was physical as well as the defensive man was physical. I think you just got to let it play. I don't think a push call or an easy foul call, if it was like a aggressive foul, then okay. But he was moving his feet, trying to beat him to the spot. I felt like Trey gave a little bump, shoulder bump. I thought it was just a good no call.
So you like letting them play in that situation?
You got to. I thought they I thought a lot of it kind of passed. I thought a lot of it. At one point, I was concerned with ref because there was a lot of fouls that I didn't like
Okay.
back to back to back fouls, push, little light stuff. But for the most part, I thought the game was cool. I thought it was a good bump. It was physical. You got to let them play.
Fire.
That's what you want in semifinal too. You want good bump. You want physicality. I think it takes away we talked about the atmosphere just a little bit ago. You keep calling fouls, it takes away the atmosphere of that game too.
Okay.
Now the student section is you only hear him take his whistle for the next 7 minutes of the game, next 8 minutes of the game. So I like the physicality. I like the letting boys play. But again, I think if it's really you got shoved into the stands or you really did something egregious, then I think that's where the call comes in.
Yeah.
So, if I may, like, how much does that affect the game flow when it's being called one way, and then when it gets tighter late in the game, like it's being called a different way? Like, how much does that bother? Do you think it bothers players? Because,
So-
I'll go ahead. I'll let you
So
go
for
ahead.
me as a coach, I wanted, however we gonna call it, just be consistent. If you letting us play, then let us play. If you calling it tight, call it tight. So I got the rest of the game to adjust.
Right.
I don't want you calling it ticky-tack, first quarter, second quarter. Now it's crunch time and I can't get that call. Now I'm looking at you like, yo, be consistent in whatever you do.
Right.
So yeah, that's my opinion on that one. So you get Joe's that wins, you get Kenesha's that wins. So now at that point we get the rubber match. Both teams split going into that game. Man, that was a great game.
It's good basketball overall. I mean, I think that's what we all expected coming from Coach Coop and Coach Husband as well. It was execution down the stretch. It was late game adjustments. It was, a game of runs too. It's everything you could have wanted in a game. You had a bang out too from Darnell. That kind of uplifted the crowd. You had big time shots made by both teams. So for me, again, I was in an atmosphere where a high school game sold out a college arena.
Facts.
And for me, that I'm always going to want to be in those moments. I want to coach in those moments. You know, I'm not playing anymore, but if I was playing, those are the games I want to be a part of. And you can't ask for anything more than that.
Man, so Canisius wins it again, back to back. Coach Husband got him another one. I saw him yesterday, got a chance to have a conversation. Man, it doesn't seem like it doesn't matter who comes in that building. Those guys are consistently finding a way to either be in the championship, win the championship. So shout out to them over there at Canisius and Kyle Husband and what they got going on. Man, let's move into the sectionals.
Yeah.
Let's
Get into the sectional play, man. We had some games, we had some upsets. We was right about some, we was wrong about some. What stood out to y'all about sectionals? Talk about it. Talk about some games. Somebody take.
Talk about sectionals or championship play?
Sectionals and championship play.
So for me, it was as a couple. How many of the higher seeds got knocked out early? So Sweet Home got knocked out. Will North got knocked out. Dunkirk, Middle Early, East, Gowanda. They were all 1, 2, or 3 seeds. So
They
they
got
were
knocked out
basically
like early round.
they were
or-
like one and done.
Like that first game that they played, they were already out.
Yeah. So like they played. Yeah. So Sweet Home had a home game. They lost that game.
Who they lose to?
North Tonawanda.
North Tonawanda.
Tonawanda.
Will North lost to McKinley. Dunkirk lost to Newport at home. Middle Early.
Is that the
Southwestern.
40 ball?
So that was
Yeah,
the 40
that
ball
was
by
40 ball.
40
by
ball.
Graydon.
Shout out to Graydon.
Yeah, shout out to
That
That's
Graydon.
the 40 ball. I ain't going home.
Yeah,
40 ball.
I was in the building for that game, and that one, he literally said, "I'm not going home," and he put on a show
That's
that day at Dunkirk. So East lost, Gowanda lost. So for me, it was just how many higher seeded teams got knocked out early, one and done, but also we had 2 7 seeds make it to the finals and 1 win it all. Olean made it to the finals, and North Tonawanda won it all, and they're
Fire.
both 7 seeds.
For sure. So with that, I always get a little confused with the sectional points and all of that stuff. So could that be teams racking up points with easier schedules? Could that be short, small league? Like what goes into you being a higher seed, smaller seed? Because you typically don't see a ton of upsets because by the numbers, those would be considered upsets. How does
Right.
something like that happen?
It is mainly because of your seeding points, based off of where you play. So you get a team who, plays in like one. Let's just say, for example, one of the Yale Cups, and you can rack up a lot of wins for certain teams, and that puts you higher in the standings.
Gotcha.
But now once you get into, like, if you're in Double A and you get racked up all these points, now you're playing against the better Double A schools, or you're playing against those schools who play tougher competition throughout the year, but their record don't reflect it.
Gotcha.
So that way, now when you play that team head to head, yeah, you're the better team, but now you're playing against a team who has competed against some of the higher seeds all year long, and now they're walking into your building and you're going home early.
So let's get into the champions, man. So in AAA, yeah, Jamestown.
Jamestown.
Jamestown got the
Jamestown.
victory. They looked dominant throughout the game. I know the score ended up being close, but the game wasn't that close. Jamestown came well prepared for that game, and Jamestown the coach made sure to let me know about my pick. He definitely made sure to let me know about his pick. They get another one. So
Friday.
I'm saying they won another one.
Oh, back to back.
is up.
Back to back.
Yeah, so they got a three-peat out
Yeah.
there with Jamestown. So shout out to them. And Double A,
North
North
Tonawanda.
Tonawanda.
that's one I didn't expect.
Me either.
I had Orchard Park.
Me
We
either.
all had we stand Orchard Park
Yeah, I
episode
had
1.
Orchard Park too.
And I think I'd even be saying, I mean, I saw an interview with Jack Giancola. He said no one thought about us. The whole year, no one thought about us. We were kind of middle of the road.
Yes,
I believe they were
I
about
agree.
13-8, 13-7 by
Yep,
the time
13
sectional
and 7,
play started.
yes.
And so they were a 7 seed, but they had the team chemistry, and I think we talked about it way back when too. Experience matters in the playoffs, and so you have some you have 4 seniors that start on that team. Actually 5, and then or four with AJ Cinquino being a junior, and then you bring off Spencer Juliano, the 9th grader, and that kind of rounds out their 6 or 7 man rotation.
He had a big game.
So
Yeah, you did.
it was cool to see. They've been battling Coach Chris. We've talked about him before. Has just constantly improved that program and improved that program and improved that program. And now you're on the road to play for Far West Regional. And
Speaking of Coach Chris, speaking of Coach Husband, hey, y'all, the honors is going to be out, man. The honors is out. The tickets are on sale right now, April the 4th, 2 p.m. We get the red carpet, man. We red carpet event. We putting on them suits. We putting on them tuxes, and we coming out to celebrate Western New York basketball. I need you guys to come on out and celebrate with us. Tickets is on sale now. You can go all to our social media page. The links is in the bios. Tickets are on sale. All our honorees got complimentary tickets. Appreciate the Buffalo Police Department. We appreciate all of our Valmore merchants. We appreciate everybody that tapped in with us. We appreciate Tony over at Empire Electric, all the sponsors that make this possible. Shout out to y'all. So come out and support the honors. Come support Western River basketball. At the end of the day, we the voice. Come out and see us. Now back to what we were talking about.
Actually, if I may, just literally as you was going, we got somebody that's come purchase a table for the honors. Literally as the text just came in. So said, put me in for a table.
This is what I'm talking about.
So shout out to Mood in Rochester. If you're ever out in Rochester, stop out at Mood. My guy out there, Bill Kellerman, him and his wife got an establishment over there. Me and my wife went out there this past weekend, and my daughter told him about the show. He loved what we doing. I sent him the information. He literally just texted me and said, yeah, put me in for a table.
That's fire. So come out to the honors, man. Again, man, it's a red carpet event. Y'all know we don't do nothing. We don't slack on anything that we do over here, Coach's Corner over here at the Post Up. Come out and celebrate with us. Know what I'm saying? You can see the bad guy in person. You can meet him and all that. We good. Know what I'm saying? So you got North Tonawanda with Chris. Let's go to A. In the A division.
A1, Grand Island.
Grand
A1.
Island. Yeah, Grand Island was dominant all year. Yeah, it's no secret about that. They took care. So what?
You're damn right it ain't.
You got you know a kid or two over there?
I know Dane Brown.
Oh, okay.
My guy Dane Brown.
Okay, he was raised right?
Definitely was raised right. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That was it. Yeah. Shout out to Dane Brown. Shout over there to those guys. Man, they had they won A1.
Yeah.
They won A1.
Yeah, and
Fredonia wins A2.
No. They dominated A1.
No facts. They have not been challenged. They have not been challenged in
dominated
A1.
A1.
All of their playoff games I've looked like I want to say 10 plus all their playoff wins.
81 to 33 or something the first game. The closest game was against Will South. And the semis, I believe, it was a 65-53, kind of a 12, 13-point game. And then in the championship against Newport, you put up a 25-piece. And then again in the championship, the overall A championship, you just did Fredonia for about 30.
I didn't expect that, to be honest. I got a chance to see Fredonia. I thought that would have been a better game. I love the kid, Donovan Dowdy. I like R.J. Koopman.
Who was that, number 10?
R.J. Koopman was number 10. You liked him.
Number 10 was all right.
Number 10
was all right.
What did you like about him? You said it, but I like...
He was just gritty. He kept playing no matter how much they was down. Yeah. He kept trying to assert himself in the offense, figure it out. He defended as much as he can. I never seen Dane get boxed in one. That was the first time. Mm-hmm. And I don't think the team accounted for everybody else. Although they got Dane Brown, they still got some good guys over there.
Chase had a crazy game.
Chase had 24. Chase had 24. It was 9 or 12 from the field, 1 or 2 from the three-point line. You have Castiglia put in 17.
You love Castiglia.
I've been a fan of Castiglia probably for about 2 years now. We get to see him twice a year, and I think last year more than anything, he did a lot of the dirty work. Right, he was defending, he was rebounding. He didn't get much shine because he was playing behind Dane. He was playing behind Jace Wilkie as well. Mm-hmm. But now he steps into kind of that second, third option. And to Coach Bud's point, Dane Brown had so much attention to him.
Oh, yeah.
Castiglia was wide open in the corner for 2 threes. And then he's able to push the ball in transition. He's able to finish around the rim. KJ, looking at the stats, KJ had 10 assists that game.
Yeah, I was just about to speak on KJ. He might have not been filled up the stat sheet points-wise, but he did a lot. Mm-hmm. He did a lot. Him and that other guard, they was seeing the floor. They was throwing three-quarter court passes.
Yeah.
I think they did a good job. Just as far as, even though they probably didn't have over 10 assists is a lot.
KJ
10
had
assists
10.
is 20 points.
That's what is listed as the box score is 10 assists, and then I think Neville was around the 5 or 6 range. But that's 21 points. That's 21 assists, or not 21. That's 15 between the two of them. That's almost 30 points. That's almost half their points were assisted by either John Neville or KJ Wilkes in that game last night.
Shout out to them. So now we go over to the B side. We got B1 and B2. B1,
Homestead,
and then B2.
Playoff TK is on. We call B1. It's playoff TK, the whole B1.
The whole B1?
You understand? It's playoff TK.
I'm not going to lie. He had a hell of a second half of the season into it. We'll get into the championship game. Man. But TK had a hell of a playoff sectional.
Hold on. Besides just he had a hell of a playoff.
Oh, my God. Here we go.
Because y'all going to get y'all stats together and all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. Right? So this is my man saying he need to be first team. And I'm gonna tell you why he need to be first team.
It's like,
right?
Jesus Christ, here we go.
Right? This is why he need to be first team. Because all his stats have increased from last year. With the returning team, with Jaden Woods being out for how many games? How many games he was out?
He missed about 5.
Oh, 4 or 5 games.
They started off rocky, he still held it down.
Okay.
Went to the championship.
Finished with
Not
nine
going
straight
off.
win at one point. Nine straight wins.
Win,
at
and
one
then
point.
lost, and then came back a couple.
That's cool.
And,
That's cool.
yeah.
Finished that off. Won the B title. 1B. What else he got to do to get there?
Man,
Stats increase.
we'll talk about
okay.
we'll talk about awards
But you know when we can find out?
at the honors, live at the honors,
that's
April
all right.
4th. Man.
I don't know
You
if
can
I'm
go
going to
ahead
the
and just show up. Again, tickets are on sale. April 4th, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. We come to celebrate, build, and showcase excellence. That's what we over here do at the honors. So B1 was Olmsted. You could find out if TK makes first, second, third, fourth, or maybe he makes nothing. Who knows? But you can find out at the honors. So B2.
B2.
Upset of the year to me. Yeah. To me.
I didn't have that one pegged.
I didn't have that one picked. Not gonna lie, I doubted Tapestry going into that game, and the reason I did was because of I saw Akron. I felt that they had been together quite some time. They had the big man, and I thought he was going to be extremely unstoppable. I got to give a shout out to the boys at Tapestry. What's the kid's name? The big. I think he did a pretty good job.
Aaron Bell or Derek Triplett?
Derek Triplett. Yeah, I thought he did a good job. Darren still got his stuff, but I think he did a good job of trying to battle with him and not backing down. Tapestry had a really good game. Shout out to Deron Williams. That kid had a good fourth quarter, 7 points, 4 assists. Had the game winner. Had the go-ahead bucker, not game winner. Had the go-ahead bucker.
That was a real close game, though.
It
Like,
was.
it really could have went either way.
No, for sure. But I
It
just,
could have went either way.
I'm not going to lie. I thought they was going to be blown out.
Ooh.
I did.
Well, I'll
I thought
chip in
Darren
with
was
that,
going to be
too.
dominant. I thought he was going to be dominant, which to me, he still is dominant, though, right? Because you had your average.
Facts.
18 points, 14 rebounds.
14,
Yeah.
yep, sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, you still had your average, so you still was dominant. And watching it, like what I see when I seen from the game, fires like with the big, like he's the biggest player on the floor. Every time he goes low post and you step up and not in a charge situation, because he gives you a shoulder, don't make it a charge.
Facts.
Right? Like you kind of take away from the fact that okay, so I'm bigger than everybody. I can't help
The
that.
defender
I
flew a
think-
little.
I think
Defender
it's-
flew a little bit.
I
Yeah,
think
you
it's-
just
I think
gotta get your
sometimes
weight up.
I think it's sometimes he gets the Shaq treatment.
I was just about to say it's that Shaq trip.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
that-
he is the biggest.
Yeah, so he's getting fouled a lot, and I'm liking the fact that let's play through that. What I did, I'm gonna tell you a play I didn't like, the play where the kid ran in front of him as he's running back on defense, right? The kid ran in front of him, and they called the foul on him.
Yeah.
I ain't like that play.
And again, with a second early, he had to go to the bench for a
Yeah, he
little
had to go to
bit.
the bench.
Yeah.
I also didn't like the slip he had late in the game. Caught the ball, immediately tried to put it down. I'm not mad at because I think, and Darren can say otherwise, I think he was trying to dunk the basketball.
Right, but that's just one guy they're stepping, then dunk it.
You were right at the block. You were maybe about short corner. All it was one step. You keep the ball high, and Aaron Bell doesn't come over the top and block that ball, right? And then that was 2 points that could have been the deciding factor. But again, I mean, I think to your point earlier, he had 32 and 19 in the semifinal game. Yeah. So it was safe to assume he comes out with not saying Tap doesn't have a big, but they don't have the size to match. And
He the best big in the area.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, the best big in the area.
For sure.
I'm not gonna
argue that. So now gets to the championship. We got Tapestry, we got Olmsted, and playoff TK happened.
Playoff TK happened.
That game was crazy, and I'm not gonna lie. For that to be considered a small school matchup for the championship,
Had a good crowd.
Packed
Yeah.
the gym.
On
Sunday,
both sides.
Sunday night too, 6 p.m.
Yeah,
both
had a good
sides.
crowd.
Like
for
both
sure.
sides, it
Both
was a
sides of
packed
the
house.
gym, yeah.
Both sides had their cheerleaders. Both sides had their fans. But I can't say nothing but playoff TK.
can't.
I mean,
Nah,
what can you say? The kid made shot after shot.
No, big
after
shots.
shot. No.
Like deep
after shot.
threes.
Like
Yep.
he was
At
balling.
the buzzer,
Up and
late
under
play-
layups.
No. What
Behind
about
the back split, too.
what about the free throw line drive, ball fake, and the kid go flying, then he
yeah.
shoots the jump the midi.
Yeah, he got real good footwork. Like
Yeah, he got footwork.
I like TK. He's a senior,
First teamer.
Oh my gosh.
They said he was raised right too, though.
Super raised right. Play with Dane Brown. Super raised right.
Okay.
Yeah. Super raised
I
right.
ain't mad at that. So let's get to Class C.
Class C.
Upset. No, matter of fact, that's the upset of the year.
What, Tab?
No, Class C.
Oh,
Class
global?
C. Global?
Yeah, no.
No, the upset of the year is what's the
Wilson.
thing? Wilson. Wilson is the upset.
Putting up 30 points.
Now, shout out to Westfield. Shout out to the coaching staff. Shout out to what they did. They boxing won them. They double teamed them. I did get a chance to watch the game.
Okay.
Boxing won, double teamed. Did not let Aiden beat them.
Oh, you talking about Aiden?
Yeah, they did a great job. He did a great job of getting others involved. Unfortunately, sometimes shots fall, sometimes they don't.
Sure.
But I thought Wilson was going to steamroll through, man. But shout out to them over there at Westfield.
I definitely wanted to see Wilson and Global.
Same.
I would have went to that. I wasn't eager to go see Wilson and Westfield.
Same.
I mean, Scott, not Wilson.
Global Westfield.
Global Westfield.
Yeah.
Shout out to Coach Joe over there. Global, man, they got him a championship.
Yeah, first ever in program history.
First ever in program history.
program.
Nice.
Oh, that's fire.
That's cool.
That's
Did a
fire.
good job over the last few years kind of turning that program
Yeah.
around.
Oh, he did. He
So
did.
shout out to them. Congratulations. They pulled it off. Class D. Well, is nobody better equipped?
Yo, my man, I only want to pick Climber.
Class D is over here. So, Coach, I want to say, episode 1, we having a conversation. We're giving preseason
Yeah, I
picks.
was sitting right there, actually. We were switched.
Yes, he was
we
actually
switched.
sitting right here, and you were on the buzzer, and you blurred out Climber.
Yeah,
Right?
I did.
And we thought it was so funny in general because we put you on the spot. When we talk about it the next episode, or we say, we bring it up and we make joke of you saying it the way you said it, and you're like, yo, if they make it to the championship, I'm pulling up. Fast forward, I think episode 4, Climber's rolling. And we like, wait a minute. And then fast forward, Climber and Sherman is in the championship. You took the drive to Climber, you had fun out there, and then you took the drive out there. Talk about the Climber game.
Yeah, that was a fun one to watch. I will say, Coach Irv King, we talk a lot about coaches on this podcast. This is his last year. And so to send your coach with the sectional championship, I just felt like every time those boys walked on the floor, granted it was the 2 times I saw them, but every single time they walked on the floor, it was a different energy. You know, it's like you don't want to let your coach down. You know, he's done so much for our program. He's done so much for Climbers in general. 30 plus years in the program. He went to Climber. He was a graduate. So it was like nobody wanted to let him down, right? And so we get into that game. They come out. They make 3 threes. It's 15-6, and that proved to be the starting difference. You know, Ferranto, shout out to him over at Sherman. He had a double-double. He showed why.
Yeah.
Pretty much had a double-double in the first half. Kind of kept Sherman close. And then third quarter rolls around, and Carson White just goes off for 8 points, right?
So, to speak real quick, to speak on Sherman and speak on the Jacob kid, most people might not know who he is because it's the other side. Give a player, I like the player comparison that you gave. Give a player comparison that everybody would know from up here.
Yeah, I think he's very similar to Will Sabluski over at St. Mary's. Okay. I think he does a really good job of finding his spots on defense or against the defense, whether that's in the short post, whether it's in the short corner, even in the high post and kind of elbow free throw line extended area too. I thought he shot the ball well. They didn't dare him to shoot enough, which I think if I'm going into that game, or I wish he would have been a little bit more aggressive in taking his jump shot at times because the 1-3 he made or took he made. So I would say he's about a Will Sabluski type build. But, I mean, he averaged 22 and 12 on the season for a reason. And, again, I think is a good test. You don't get to see South tier teams. And so to be able to go finally watch him and see his game, I was impressed. But, again, I mean, Climber, 8 points by Carson, and then next thing you know, that was pretty much it. JCC was packed, though. I mean, so JCC, if you've ever been there, they have their normal stands, right? And then they have stands on the outer upper track of their facility as well.
Okay.
And so you have your normal gym, and then you have an upper track. So my best comparison is take Buff Size Gym over at Madai, where you have that upper track, but now add layers of stands on top of that outside track.
Oh, that's a good.
And so it goes up. It's kind of in like a bowl situation, and it was Climber showed out. Their student section was going. Sherman girls just won 3 hours prior to that game for their Class D championship. So they were in the building cheering on their boys team, and so it was good overall environment. We talk about atmosphere a lot, but yeah, I mean, Climber was my sleeper pick at the beginning of the year. And, you know, now they're potentially off to play for a state championship.
Not mad at that. Quick segue because you talked about girls. Shout out to the North Tonawanda girls. Shout out to you ladies, man. Shout out to y'all, Annabelle, Lily. I know we don't talk about girls a lot on the show, but I thought that was a good segue because the boys won the championship and so did the girls. So as a program itself, that is fire. Shout out to everything they're doing over there in North Tonawanda.
2 weeks off of school that day.
Oh, yeah. Coach Mark had to post up.
2 weeks off.
Says y'all need to get an extra week on spring break.
100%.
Y'all brought in them championships with the notoriety to the school. Coach Mark approves another week of school. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, 100%.
Clymer is playing at Buff State this Friday.
8 p.m. You know I'm in the
8
building.
p.m. versus
I'm back.
Andover,
Versus who?
Whitesville.
Andover, Whitesville. They're 21-2 on the season. Got a chance to look at their roster a little bit. They have a little bit of size. They got about 6'4", 6'5". But I didn't realize how tall Roman Wasink was, number 22 for Clymer. I think he probably stands close to about 6'7", maybe even 6'8". He's just real tall, real lanky. He did a really good job on Fronto, just kind of changing shots at the rim.
Okay.
And had 3 massive blocks, too, a couple and ones. Got to see him animated, which I turned to the student section after he got animated and was like, he doesn't do that often. And so he was going a little crazy on the sideline to the student section. Everyone was kind of giving that juice and that energy. So, yeah, shout out Clymer, shout out the Pirates, and hopefully they can compete for a state title.
Well, fellas, that wraps up us talking about sectional play. We already talked about the honors. I'm going to go to each one of you guys. Give me the best playoff performance that you saw so far this year. Shout out a kid that you gave you the best playoff performance this year. We're going to since he's new, we're going to let him go last, let him chew on that for a minute.
I already know you're going to go. I know you're going to
But we're going to let him go.
Fine. Okay.
Who?
I'm going to just speak on the game that I was in attendance for. Graydon Barnwell, when he dropped 40 over at Dunkirk.
40 burger.
He went for 40 at Dunkirk. He was surprised by it. You could tell, like, it wasn't one of those, like, I'm counting my points as I'm doing it. Like, he was just hooping. It was Dunkirk's first home game that they had played in a minute, but Graydon literally put the team on his back. I think Mike had a shaky game that game, but Graydon, whatever he wanted, he could have. It was the tray ball. It was the transition. It was the back cuts. It was the DHOs downhill to his mid-range. Whatever he wanted, he could have. Now, granted, defensive schemes could have been a little bit different. It was there was a lack thereof backside help, backside rotation. So a lot of his stuff at the basket was wide open.
Gotcha.
But again, kudos to him for recognizing, exploiting, and, finishing the job. But yeah, shout out to Graydon Barnwell, who dropped 40 versus Dunkirk.
Coach Stevie.
I got 2, but I think the one that sticks out right now is Gavin Johnson versus Health Science from Jamestown.
Huge game.
I thought we knew Dom was going to do what he does.
Yep.
Dom took over. Elijah Farmer fouls out that game, gets a technical, so he's done. Can't play, I believe, the last 4 minutes of the fourth. And Gavin Johnson kind of just sneakily, he made timely shots in the first half, came down in the second half, made timely shots again. He defended really well. I thought his impact, we talk a lot about dynamic duo, right? And that was the cover. It was Elijah Farmer. It was always Dom Gonzalez. It was 2. But then Gavin Johnson has a phenomenal second half of the year. I think him in that health science game, especially with Farmer going to the bench, he had to step up. Dom obviously did what he did, but I'm going to say Gavin Johnson.
Coach Buck.
Who your second? You said you had.
No, we only get one. We only get one.
Well, I just want to know who's your second.
You want to know who my second? Spencer Juliano from North Tonawanda. Fourth quarter against OP, scores 8 points, 2 big 3 balls, clutch free throws at the end. You're a 9th grader who's never played on Buff State before in that type of environment, and you just calmly step to the line, make the shots that you need to, AA championship, and a lot of it was credit to him. I think they scored 10 points in that fourth quarter. He scored 8.
So that was mine, so I don't have to go, which is why I said we only do one. But again, we got the bad guy on the show. This is the type of stuff you
Makes
get.
his own rules, right?
Yeah, man.
I'm not making my own rules. Obviously.
You know where he going.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. I'm biased by unit kids. I'm biased. All right, I am biased. I got 2. Y'all got one. I'm taking 2 anyway.
Here we go. You asked me the question.
I gotta take my boy TK.
Okay. Yes, 100%. Which one?
Playoff TK.
Okay.
No, but which one? Which game?
Which game?
Because you had the 28 in the championship. You take the 36 in.
I think I gotta take his whole playoff performance. It's
take
just
a game.
you
Separate
gotta pick a
which
game.
one shocked you the most, or which one was more important.
versus Tapestry game.
Versus Tapestry.
They beat him earlier in the year.
Yep.
And I think it was about a 15-point game. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Yep.
He did have the monstrous dunk on a boy, though.
Okay.
Yeah, that first game.
That should have went viral. It should have
I think his elbow was above the rim on that one.
Nah, he got crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm
you're taking
I'm
TK's
taking-
36 points.
Yes, I got to.
And the B class championship game.
For the
Yes.
overall. Okay.
But here's my second. I think my second is Elijah Jones in the Canisius versus Joe's game. He played well.
Hey,
And
yeah.
without him
like
there,
that.
and without
like
him
that.
there, I just don't think they win. I just don't think they beat them boys. Like he might have not. it might not went into the fourth with him still playing at the level he playing, but he in that first half
He set the tone.
It was Elijah Jones.
He set the tone.
You know what I'm saying? So I also thought he should have been player of the game, personally. He affected the game. I'm not saying that Jack didn't play well, but in the first half he didn't play well. He was in foul trouble. He was on the bench most of the time, and Elijah Jones held it down. Chris Gill got him the ball. Elijah Jones held it down. You know what I'm saying? So second half, although Elijah still played, because now Jack's back in and now they moving the ball a little bit more. I mean, well, not moving the ball a little bit more, but Jack getting more shots. I still think Elijah affected that game. Although, you know, the young guns are always gonna be the young guns, and again, I am very biased, so I'm taking the young guns all the time.
I ain't mad at that. All right, that's the best playoff performances. So we already talked about the honors, which is 4-4 at the Foundry. Make sure you don't forget, 2 p.m. Make sure y'all come out. Get your tickets right now. We're on social media, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, IG. Come check us out. We on Spotify, but you can't get the tickets on Spotify.
Fair,
you know what I'm saying? You can't get the tickets on Spotify.
Well, I mean, we talk a lot about the athletes, but we're also recognizing media at this game, at the honors. We're also recognizing coaches at this honors.
That's a good point. Let me, you know what?
Yeah, go ahead,
Let me
Coach.
talk about that. So we at the honors, man, we're going to celebrate. Let's talk about what we're celebrating at the honors. We're going to celebrate Western Europe basketball, all coaches' corner teams, player of the year, 2 academic kids if you're a student athlete, because guys, some kids don't get the opportunity to play. We don't care about that, because basketball teaches you life lessons. So we want to celebrate those guys that are student high academic honors with life lessons in that situation as well, being part of the team, because they play a huge role. Gotta have your role players. We also are doing coaches in this group. We're highlighting the coaches that help shape minds across Western New York basketball. We also highlighting media. Right? Shout out to our guy, Damone Mayfield. Shout out to our guy, Eugene Coleman. You can see all of the honorees on Instagram, Facebook. They're all posted. We appreciate them. We're going to show you guys some love. Give people their flowers when they can smell them. So shout out to that, man. So that's the awards. Also, we've been busy. Shout out to Rob Middleton over there at Pro Training. He asked us to come on board and help with the selection committee to the BOB.
I'm added to that.
No, absolutely not. So
Maybe next year. Maybe next year.
The girls' game will be April 1st. Okay. The boys' game will be April 2nd at Sweet Home High School.
And the honors will be.
And then the honors. So we had a jam-packed. Yeah, it's a great week.
And then we outside, so make sure you get y'all stuff together.
And then we hit the road for
We outside.
We'll get to that, man. We can't wait. So, fellas, that wraps up our opening. That wraps up our tip-off talk, man. Let's get into some hot takes. Let's get into some hot takes. We got the bad guy with us, so we got to get into some hot takes. Normally, I let you guys open it up, but I can't. No, sir. We getting right into this. I got a question. I hear all this chatter. Somebody on this couch may or may not have brought it up, and I thought it was a great conversation. So I got a hot take. Charters and Catholics should all join Section 6 and be put in AAA. Coach Bud, we on you.
Yeah, I think they should, right? Because everybody always had these arguments about that charters are recruiting, and and they can get who they want to get, right?
But is that accurate?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not fully sure.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not fully sure to say if it's accurate or it's not accurate. But if that's the case, right, then I think that they should all be in one league. Now, I don't think that I heard one time that was saying that boys should be AAA or whatever the case may be. I don't think it's that. It depends on the school. And I think Section 6, they do a good job of if y'all got boys, they moving y'all up, and if y'all don't got boys, they moving y'all down.
Facts. Yep.
So, but I think because I think that changes the landscape.
So what you would say is put charters and privates all in Section 6. We get rid of the Monsignor Martin thing.
No. I mean,
no, you still have it. Like you have your Yale Cup. So you have that. But when it comes playoff time, everybody competes against everybody. And you would say year to year, put the classifications based upon the rosters.
What we seen, let me get this right. What we seen at Canisius was the playoffs for the championship, not for MMA. MMA was already won.
Right.
Yep. Correct.
But based off scheduling, who was top seed.
Yes, Canisius.
No, that needs to be for the league.
So that
needs to be in a school setting for the league.
So not just your regular season. You would do like that, what they do for the Manhattan Cup. You would make that the playoffs for Monsignor Martin situation for who wins that. And then on the flip side, now when it's time for sectional play, everybody get in and they bump cross board.
Yeah, they bump across the board because we're not playing the Rochester teams. Somehow Section 5 is doing it. right? I get it's prestigious. It's been around for a long time. Stuff changed. Like, so Section 5 they've been doing it. This is the reason why we don't play no Rochester team.
One of the coaches, I keep coaches remaining nameless, because he sits on part of Section 6, so we'll keep him nameless. He said we're one of 2 sections that don't. Every other section includes them.
That's crazy.
So all the other sections do it. And
That's, again, I haven't verified, but this is what he told me. Yeah. He said we're one of 2 or 3 sections. I believe he said 2 in the area that doesn't have them mixed.
Interesting.
I know this conversation I have a lot off camera with people because a ton agree that you shouldn't because of they have the right to recruit. So how fair is it that a team, and I'm just throwing teams out there, right? Suburban teams, you got a Maryville, you have a Springville Griffith, you have a Clymer. How fair is it for those guys to have to play a team that recruits when they can only go by the district situation? How is that fair to them?
But are we still putting them in their classes even once we get into?
Yeah, you still put them in their classes. So they would still be in their.
They would still be in their individual classes. Like, so then it would be, if I'm hearing them right, you still base it off of bed size unless you are recruiting. Then you get moved to that AAA standard where you have to.
But all Catholics recruit, right? So even the Catholics that maybe have. And again, this is no diss, but when you can look at the record, so teams at the bottom of the Catholic division will say that why would you put them AAA and they're already struggling where they are? How is that fair to them?
But you wouldn't because of their roster makeup. I'm just saying because of the roster makeup of, it is a very known thing that every summer multiple boys move from one private school to the
transfer
next.
Portal.
The transfer portal.
It's open. It's open.
And so with that happening, like if you know, I don't know, let's just say 3 of the top 15 kids are going to Canisius and they're in AA, well, you got 3 of the top kids, y'all automatically being moved to AAA. But those other schools that aren't that good stay in those Bs or those lower A1s so that they can at least still have a fighting chance to an extent to be competitive.
I'm not sure that Canisius is a AAA. Even on in a playoff, I think they're a AA when you mix all the AAA is we talking about like talking about like Christ the King and all them type schools.
So when they go to state, like when they go to states, it's different, right? Okay. When they go to states, I'm not gonna say states, but like they just play Holy Trinity, I believe. So Timon played a B. Yep. They played B in Cathedral Prep. Canisius play A in Holy Trinity. So. I don't know. So yeah, so I guess if you, but again, you wouldn't go play New York City because they're not mixed.
Okay, so I guess what was the format when boys won the state federation? Like, what was the format then?
I'm not gonna lie, that's before I tapped in. That's some research I would have to go do.
I thought it was a lot more games to win the
federation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't argue with the more games, especially when you think about.
Hey, if you did the federations and you know about that prior to us, comment in the comment, send us a message, give us the rundown, give us the details. When this is out on YouTube, put in the comments, man. We'd love to hear from you because again, we don't know everything, although we do try to research. That's a great question. But that was the thing. So he says yes. What do you say?
I would love to see a big conglomerate of just like talent, almost like the March Madness. Like you just get all of them. You get seated and you line it up. And I think I mean honestly, but like now you don't have everything so separate, so to speak. Like it just feels like it's one. It's city. It's Western New York basketball.
And they can still have that MMA matchup. That they can still have that championship and let that mean something for
that. Could still be their league.
They can still do that.
I mean, there's only about 5 or 6 charters in Western New York, anyways. So you're adding 5 or 6 to 8 already, and you're at 14.
It'd almost be at like AA.
So it'd be essentially similar numbers in the sense.
Yes.
How many charters is it?
Probably only about 5 or 6.
Maritime, CSAT, Health Science, Buffside.
Maritime need to combine. Somebody.
Say Tapestry.
Buffalo
Tapestry.
Science.
I said Buffside. So Tapestry, Buffside, CSAT, Maritime, and Health Science. I think
about
it's 5.
Yeah.
Global.
Global.
So now you're at 6. So that's 14 teams. That's a manageable playoff. That's a manageable. That's what AA does. That's what if you take B1 and B2, they have about 20 or so teams combined. So I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be, but also I think to the recruiting point, you're now forcing some of these schools that may have these restrictions to now relax a little bit. Maybe. If you're going to talk about trying to compete athletically with schools that openly recruit, does that change the landscape of schools that may not have recruited before?
Because I think it's the mindset of the people that are in the offices. It's more so educational purposes, not so much sports. So, like, you open your doors up to, yes, you want to open your doors up to allow certain individuals to come into your school, into your program, but the people that are making those decisions, I would like to feel like they are more education-based than they are sports-based.
Man, they want to win, too. They want to win too. They want to hang them banners too. They like
So
yes, they want the
ADs
education part. They want the education,
but not the people over the ADs.
I don't know about them people because I don't know them people. But they want to win. Your school winning in sports and all of that looks good on top of the education stuff.
I'm not debating you there. You know, just loosen up the reins. That's all certain people ask.
That was I just realized what he did there.
yeah.
No, I just realized what he did there. We gonna move. So question. So here's another one, right? So that goes to what he kind of just said. Another hot take: should more BPS schools combine in basketball, Coach Stevie?
Yes, I think we see it. We see it in other sports already. I know. We already talked about Clymer. Clymer has combined with a couple schools in the Class D section for football already, and it was board approved. They came together. They have it. CSAT's currently combining with Maritime and Tapestry for our football program starting in 2026.
Okay.
So we do it already indirectly with some of these other sports, and I think if some of these schools again want to compete, want to bring the best of the best together, especially maybe you take 3 schools. Each school has about 3 guys, let's just say. So that is a roster. That's 9 guys you can field a roster and then go out and compete and hopefully make the best case for yourself.
So I'm gonna take the other side. What do you say to the situation where I think why they don't do it in basketball and they do it in football? Football has a bigger roster. Basketball only has a 12 to 15 man roster. If I start taking and combining for the sake of competition and winning, what about the kids that just want to be a part of the team and can't play now, right? Because maybe you take teams that maybe they're not so good on a consistent basis. Maybe they opt out of playoffs consistently and they combine, right? Now you make a roster. What about those kids? What you say to that?
So here's what I will say is modified JV, cool. I can understand your issue, your complaint there. But once you get to the varsity level, I feel like that shouldn't matter.
So would you propose that at the modified JV, everybody keeps their team, but at the varsity level, you combine?
Yes.
100%. Like modified JV, you build up your individual programs, you see, but like once you get to the varsity level, like if it is in the best interest to like, let's just say you may have 3 or 4 talented players. There's no point in building out the rest of your roster, 12-man roster, with people who
just happy to have a jersey.
Just happy to have a jersey, just to be around their friends. Like, and that's just and that's what
why we got manager positions.
That is what we
Team
see
managers.
in public schools. No, you're right.
But you don't see that in public school.
Well, we can start. It's stuff we don't see.
Well, I think we see it. It's like usually the younger kids. It's like the sibling of somebody on the team who's the water boy. But I know at least at CSAT we have 40 hours of community service that you need done before you graduate. And so if there's other community service hours requirements that need to be filled, cool. Let's get the best of both worlds. You get to learn basketball at a high level. Right, but at the same time too, you get to be around your friends because that's what you want at the end of the day. And at the third, and then 3, you get your community service hours filled. And now you're looking at, okay, well, this is what I wanted, but I think also we have to be realistic with ourselves that some boys just may not be good enough to be on the team.
Speaking of which,
hold on. So in today's climate, I'm gonna come to you for this one, and I want you to piggyback on the same question. So in today's climate, in 2026, where we are, in the world of participation trophy, in the world of everybody got to play, in the world of no kid left behind, not educationally, even athletically, that started to be a thing. What you're saying is have those tough conversations?
Yes. And those conversations need to be as early and often as possible so you don't fill a clouded headspace of, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, when in reality, you haven't put in any work in the last 3 off seasons. So how am I supposed to trust you to go play at Jamestown who's been in the gym all year and now going back to back to back. And I got a team that you haven't. The last time you stepped foot on a basketball court was after our season ended.
What do you say to that? What do you say to that situation with having those tough conversations? Because we don't have those no more. You see rosters of 17, 18 kids.
100%.
Yeah, but what is it to have 17, 18 kids and you still not playing anyway, just to be on the team? I think you can have you can give positions, like I said, like player, team manager.
They can do the book. They can do the book.
Like
right?
we paying, not for nothing. We paying teachers to do overtime. No disrespect to the teachers, because I'm a substitute teacher.
That's a fact.
We paying teachers to do overtime.
And a painter.
But
Yes, sir.
listen, I multitask. Right? I was raised that way.
That's a fact. I ain't mad
All
at you.
right, listen. We paying teachers overtime to do the stat book to stay at games, and his kids already coming to the games. Yep. Right? You want to be a part of the team. You might not be a good ball player. You might have a girl who just want to, like a student that want to do it. You know what I'm saying? That she want to be team manager. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Let them do it. Like, I think that we just gotta have those conversations instead of, because your child is sitting there, they're not playing. You're coming to support your child not playing.
Yelling in the stands and pissed off because we here. Because we, when we at the games or we covering the games, we sit in the stands because I like, that's one of the biggest things that I wanted to make sure that with Coach's Corner, that we sit in the stands, we listen to that stuff. It do get tough at times, but you hear the parents complaining, my kid ain't in, try somebody else. So now if you cut it back, you don't have that. Do parents... Do you think that helps the transfer portal as well if you do that? Do kids transfer less when you have that situation? Like, what's the positive? Give me one positive to doing it and one negative from each of you.
One positive of having those tough conversations?
No, one positive and one negative of combining the schools.
Go ahead.
I think it'll make the schools, more competitive, the teams more competitive, the players more competitive.
Okay.
Right? To
What's
get
the
out
negative,
there
though?
to earn a spot. That somebody ain't gonna be playing, and that's okay.
That is okay.
Like, somebody not gonna play, and that's okay. I think we trying to get our participation trophies and all of that stuff, and being part of the team is cool. But real world, if you don't make it, you don't make it.
Don't make it. Yep.
Like
it's a competitive environment. What are we? We still, at the end of the day, as coaches, we still teachers, right? You don't make it, you don't make it. So. And sometimes, right? Sometimes that really push a boy to be like, "Oh no, I'm making it next year. I'm gonna be on.
What can I do in the off season? What can I do here? Where can I go play?" We had a student who tried out for our team every single year, and at the end of his junior year, he came to Coach Quest and he said, "Hey, I really want to make this team. Where can I go play basketball?" And so we had that conversation. I was driving down, outside. He would be outside for 2-3 hours at the local park just getting his shots up. And so we rewarded that work ethic and said, you know what? You put in the work the last 4 years. You slimmed down.
Was
got
that
a little bit faster. Yes, sir. It was.
Yes, it was.
It was.
Yeah, he came to practice to work every time.
Yep.
So
and every workout we had, anytime we had an open run, he was the first person in the gym and he was the last person to leave. And so it's like, it's stories like that where I think that's where the positive is. It's going to make boys better. And I think maybe the negative for me is you just got to figure out logistically who's going to wear what jersey. What are you going to call yourselves? I think that's the biggest negative is, okay, what are you going with this colors? Are you going with those colors? Whose uniform you wearing? That may be, in my mind, the biggest logistics versus we want to see competitive basketball. I think we all agree on that. We want to see boys play tough basketball. And if you can do that with combining a couple people that also maybe going to the same school, right? Your boy goes to, so just take our football team, your best friends go to TAP, you go to CSAT, and then you know somebody over at Marytime. Now you're all together, now you're playing on the same team. And now it's like you never left or whatever the case may be. So community, I think, is the biggest thing, and then logistically is the biggest negative.
There's been times where, like even for myself, like even myself and Steve, like we've cut seniors who haven't gotten better. And that's just... Yeah, like I watched you for 3 years.
No, I get that, but cutting a senior.
Yeah. It's the same player. Came back the same player in the next season.
Oh, y'all not mad that I had tough conversations over there.
So, let me read. It took me a minute. Like, I'm not just who I am as a person.
I get that, but just in general.
And they don't get any easier, any season. Like, they don't get easier. I'm not going to act like they do. Certain ones are easy. I'm not going to. But there are ones where it's like, damn, like, is it a way we can find it? And that's why we have conversations. And that's why I always call Stevie like my co-coach. He's not an assistant. Like, like we bounce ideas off each other. And it's like, and he'll say like, listen,
I ain't gonna lie, I'm glad you said ideas, but go ahead. You almost got crazy. You almost got crazy, Coach.
So, but yeah, we talk about things, and we go back and forth, and we try to figure out, logistically, if it makes sense to keep this person around. Because by keeping around, are they going to be able to accept their role? That's the biggest problem.
Ooh.
Is not being able to accept the role that is given to you and feeling like, and it was part of one's like, we live in a highlight society. And now there were a point in time where, that bottom half of your roster, they knew what their role was.
Okay.
They knew in practice, my job is to go all out and try to make this certain 7 better. And if something should happen, I get an opportunity, cool. Now, everybody feel like they got to play. And that's not real life. That's not real life.
We're going to end it on that. We're going to end that one on that note. I like that it's not real life. Last one for the hot take, and then we'll get into a different segment. But I wanted to ask this one.
Oh, because I want to ask one too.
Oh, you take it. We'll say this one for the next show.
Do we feel that winning sometimes hide the real problems?
Shit.
Do winning games really hide the real problems that's going on?
That's Coach Bud.
Why you swinging to me? You was about to answer the
Nah,
question.
because I need a second.
Do winning games just is
Hide the real problems as far as what?
Is getting a win covering up Band-Aids for lack of coaching, rotations, development? If you're getting those wins, let's just say because you have... Go ahead.
Yes. I will say because, and it's unfortunate because most people will say something like winning solves all. That is absolutely not true. Nah. But I think as a coach, you got to recognize that, right? It was times where, like, we beat a girls team and we smacked them because, again, let's definitely not forget, we your big game. You wasn't ours. But we smacked them at the end of the day, and we knew that it wasn't like we just played well. They just wasn't as good as us at the end of the day, right? So in those situations when you get wins like that against teams that really just genuinely can't compete with you at all, like you can't look at that and say, oh, well, we're playing good basketball, because we know at the end of the day, this ain't gonna be St. Mary's. You know what I'm saying? This ain't gonna be. It's not gonna be Sacred Heart. Shout out to those girls. They competed. Like, this ain't gonna work against better competition in that sense. So I think, yes, more so the players than a coach, because I think as coaches we have the ability to adapt and understand. I'm gonna leave it on that. Coach Bud, what you got?
Oh shit. Yeah, I think it may cover up. I think winning may cover up some things that you may need to change, or coaches may need to change. So I would agree to that. I agree with what you said. I don't got nothing deep for that.
Yeah, I don't got anything.
Right, yeah,
I think you left it on a good note.
You know what? We actually not too bad on time. Real quick, we gotta get through this one. But my question is because I saw this in a couple games. Okay. And I wanted to ask. So in the girls' game, as y'all know, I coach girls. So in the end of the game, in the fourth quarter, in the last minute of final period, it could be overtime, it could be fourth quarter, you can advance the basketball as long as the offensive team they shoot the ball. Once we get the rebound, we can't advance it, we can't dribble, can't do any of that. We got to immediately call timeout. So we get to advance the ball into the front court in the games in those situations. I've seen a couple games in the boys' side in the games, 10 seconds, 4 seconds, 7 seconds. You got to go the length of the court. Kids are now playing on college courts. That's even further than a high school gym. Would you like to see the boys adapt that situation
to the 28 mark line, not the half court line?
To the 28 mark line. Yes, you can. Yes, my bad.
Maybe so. Like, those playing in a college gym and playoffs and sectional play is different than playing in high school.
But even in a regular high school game, not just sectional play, like just in general, the boys minute left in final or overtime, you can advance the ball into the front court. What's your thoughts on that?
You can. Yes or no? I want to say you can do that at AAU. So it's hard to.
This is what I'm saying. You can do it at AAU. You can do it in the girls. They do it in college. Obviously, these are high school players, but they do it at the high school level with girls. Yeah. Is that something you would like to see added?
Now, let me ask you one quick question in between that. The girls already had the 5-foul rule. You shoot the free throws, right?
Yes.
Up to
Yes.
5 fouls,
Yes.
and then the boys advance to that.
Correct.
I think we just advance. I think if the rules is changing
Just
and we kind of
adapt it. Yeah,
adapt to,
100%.
because I know the refs is reffing on both sides, reffing the same
Yes,
games,
facts.
right? So I think we just change those rules, and it might make the game a little bit more interesting.
That's what I think.
And so to
Because now your play call is different.
It's different.
As a
100%.
coach.
Yeah,
Your
yeah,
play
yeah,
call
yeah.
is different.
So yes, and we'll go back, and I'll go back to the Akron Tap game.
That was a fire pass. He caught that joint.
Yes.
But the catch,
The way he caught it, he
Yeah.
caught it going away from the
Yeah,
basket,
yeah.
had to go curl
Yeah.
around.
They got a
So
triple team.
that's
yeah,
different
so,
at the 28 mark line.
so exactly. So
that's
certain
my thought.
certain situations
wouldn't
like
Do you
that.
feel that'll make for a better finish?
Oh, 100%.
absolutely.
100%.
Yeah,
Coaches
absolutely.
Now
gotta get
it's-
more creative now too of
The-
what they got to draw up,
Yeah.
and I also think on top of that, you now have to practice that type of stuff in practice as well.
It's hard to practice a full court. joint.
Full court, 4 seconds
4
left.
seconds
like,
left.
It's so
We already-
you
we-
never know what
So-
what the coverage is going to be.
I'll be honest with you. It happened to us 3 years ago. The practice before, we practiced for a sectional game. We had like 10 minutes left in practice, and we went over something. It was a full court play. We went over it. Different situations, different time on the clock, different situation. Just in case, never know, whatever. We get into the game. We're playing start point. They score. We call timeout. We go to our regular press break. I think we had let's just say 3.9 seconds. We get into our regular press break. They scouted it. Timeout. Luckily, I had some back pocket. Hey, let's run a counter to this. They came out, saw it again. Timeout. My player, coach, what about we practiced yesterday? Yo, bet, let's do it. And literally, it was a full court situation. It was some misdirection that we just didn't execute properly. But like the right mindset, the right coach has to be able to think about that kind of stuff to be able to prepare for that kind of stuff. Though I feel like
So, vote. You would vote yes if you had
yes,
a vote?
oh yes, yeah.
I take the vote, yes.
Me
Yeah.
too. Fellas, that wraps up our hot takes, man. That was a good segment, man. We're going to get into everybody's favorite segment that everybody talk about. Bucket or brick?
Bucket of brick.
So, hey, first bucket of brick, man. I'll take the first one, then we'll go around.
Okay.
So, coaching matters. Bucket or brick, coaching matters more than talent.
Bucket. Bucket. Coaching matters more than talent because I've seen some talented teams come up short due to lack of adjustments.
Bucket. You have to have something for every situation, because you never know when that opposing team's going to throw something that you just haven't seen before. You have to have at least something, 1 or 2 things that you could potentially go to get yourself situated, to get yourself to execute down the stretch. And again, that comes with player development. That comes with trusting your players for sure. But at the end of the day, your coaching staff, 2 coaches, 1 coach, whatever it may be, has to have something on the board ready to go.
Coach Buck?
What's the question?
Bucket or brick, coaching matters more than talent.
Brick. I think you got to have talent to execute the plays any coaching that's given. You got to have some talent to do it. Got to have guys out there that can, you give them the play sheet, you give them whatever it is on the board, go out and do this, and then also have the ability to be creative just in case that shit don't work.
I heard you. Coach, next one.
Bucket or brick. Role players decide more playoff games than stars do.
Coach Steven.
Bucket.
Say it again. What is it?
Role players decide more playoff games than stars do.
Bucket.
Bucket.
Yeah.
I say bucket. We've seen it all playoffs. Big guys step up.
Spencer.
Spencer. Gavin Johnson.
Grand Island. Chase.
Castiglia, Chase.
Yeah.
KJ,
Ron Williams.
Deron
Yeah.
Ron Williams.
Deron
That's a
Williams.
fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. So you've seen it all year. So
Yep.
I think that was an easy one. I got one that was real spicy. It was real spicy. Bucket or brick. The NFL is the second best league in Western New York.
This year, that's a bucket.
Ooh.
This year, that's a bucket. MMA is first. NFL is second. MMA has some guys in it. I'm not going to take away from the Yale Cup because my boy is first team. But
Jesus Christ. But you going to say it's bucket. Coach?
Call me biased. Coaching the NFL, I see some of these teams 2 times a year. I'm going to say bucket as well. When you look at who was in the championship game, And I know there potentially was some conversation about players. I'm looking at team totality.
Okay.
Team totality, including coaching staff, including development over the last couple years. Yeah, I'm gonna say bucket. There's NFL's got some boys.
Coach?
Bucket. It is an easy bucket. Just to piggyback off Stevie, the top 6 that you have for Coach's Corners, Player of the Year. 3 of them came from NFL. Charlie, Harlem, Dane, all came from NFL.
That was the graphic that we put out that went crazy. Had everybody going crazy. That was crazy.
So
that was a good what's the name?
Yeah, man, they got everybody going.
Yeah.
When I checked out the insights, it had over 85,000 views. Because at the end of the day, we the voice. And shout out to everybody this year that's paying attention, that's tapped into Coach's Corner. Like, we genuinely couldn't do without you. I like to pop my stuff and this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, we here for the people. We really do love y'all. We love the support that we've getting this year from everybody out. I think it's been super dope. I got a chance to see a couple people that purchased our hats. If you look at the hat that Coach Stevie got on, you can go right here. Click the link. And I need you to sit there and click the link. Go to our apparel store. Shout out to our guys over there at Crossbar Athletics. Appreciate you, Nathan. Go buy one of the Coach's Corner hats. If you want to buy one of our cups, as you see, we got the cups, we got the stickers, we got the hats. If you over here, look at my guy over here, Coach, we over here, Coach Quest got the post-up sweatshirt. Hoodies is on the way. I need you guys to tap in, man. Tap in, support us, because we love y'all. So, next bucket or brick, man, I got one. And this one popped up because, again, I keep seeing it and I keep hearing the complaints. That's why I really do love to sit in the stands. Bucket or brick. Teams should be able to practice at colleges since that's where they're going to play.
Bucket.
That 3-point line is wicked.
That court is wicked.
That is bucket.
You should be able to practice there. If we going to play there, let's set up practice days where we get to play there. And I don't know how, obviously teams is coming in from –
yeah, it's like a 2-day
I think as it narrowed down to guys that got to play at Buff State, they should have crowd practice. Now, it's hard when you got a Jamestown, you want them to come down and practice. You know what I mean? But maybe Jamestown Community College.
That's what I'm about to say. Is every college court similar in that sense, or does it matter where you play?
I mean, it's not going to be this. It's not Buff State because that surround. There's no wall behind it. Fredonia had the wall.
How important is that? Because I never had the opportunity to play. I know you did. You played got to play at Buff State. I did not. How important or how big of a factor is the depth perception?
It is. That 3-point line, the shot, how far it is, it plays a factor. It's not as easy as people think. People think it is to be out there. And then although, just looking back then, you don't actually fully I feel like the kids nowadays are a little bit more engaged with the crowd.
Sure.
Facts.
Sure.
I don't remember being as much engaged with the crowd because it was, but at the same time back then, it was so many people at Buff State back then. I think not saying there's not a lot of people now.
Because it was packed crowds.
Yeah, but I think they just a little bit more engaged.
Yeah, because they see the cameras. I love it when we sit front row. Like the kids, you got kids trolling as they pooping.
No facts.
Which I think is dope. Appreciate it, but I think that stuff is dope. So y'all would say bucket that you got to practice there.
I
would say bucket.
Bucket.
I'm gonna say brick
because
I don't think that games should be played at Buff State. I think college games should only be college courts should only be for the state championship at Binghamton or wherever they may go. The reason I say this is some of my fondest memories growing up were my dad to take my brother and I to sectional games, regional games, and they were all played at the high school that was hosting.
Okay.
So whoever was the higher seed, they hosted.
Oh, that's fire.
And so now I walk into a game, there's 85 to 75 people waiting to just get in the door.
No, that's
and
fire.
so now you
got to get there early.
Now you got to get there early. Now you got your student sections involved. Now it's a home crowd. So this was one of my hot takes, and I'll say it now, but I think in Maryland at least, they may have changed it around a little bit, but when I was in high school, only the state championship game was played at University of Maryland College Park. The only games there were the 2 semifinal games for the state championship. Everything else, regional, sub-regional, far west regional, was all based off of the team that you had to go play. So if you were the smaller seed, my senior year, we had to go play a team 3 hours away on the right outside of Ocean City, Maryland.
Okay.
So now you're making the drive, you're doing all that stuff. But for me, again, we said it, but the atmosphere, the crowd noise, I want a packed gym. I want to be in that environment. And so I think state games get the college courts. Everything else should be in your home high school gym. Pack out the gym, make it a standing room only as much as possible, and have an energy and battle that way.
That's
Fire.
yeah.
Either one of y'all got another bucket of brick. I don't want to go again, but I can't if you don't.
Last one I got, bucket of brick. A Section 6 team will win a state championship this year. So if you take all,
I don't know the other teams.
Wow.
that's fair. But just based off of what you've seen, do you think any of the teams, bucket of brick, that any Section 6 team could potentially win a state championship this year?
I mean, the way Grand Island been playing, I think Grand Island got a chance.
I was just about to say Grand Island. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take Grand Island.
I'm gonna say bucket. I think Grand Island could do it as well.
And I ain't down on playoff TK either. So a bucket, because TK could go get him one at B. I ain't doubting him either.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I'll take bucket. I'll stand on my boys with Clymer. I think Clymer can do it. I got to talk to Coach Irv King after his championship. He said, we're just trying to make some noise.
I'm gonna say bucket too because I think the Jamestown Fairport matchup is gonna be a lot better than people expected. I do think now Fairport has a great point guard. I got a chance to see them
Jamestown got a
play.
great point guard.
Right, that's my point. I got a chance to see Fairport when they played Timon. The point guard is phenomenal, and so is Dominic Gonzalez.
Okay.
So I think that matchup is good. I forget the big name because he didn't play. He had a volley. He's a volleyball player first, a basketball player second. But
At Fairpoint?
Yeah, Fairport. Yeah, he could jump out the gym. But I like Elijah Farmer. Like he got that dog in him.
But that's true. But can he stay in the game though? Like every game I've seen him play, he get fouled out.
I mean, that is
got fouled out of Nichols.
Fouled out of Nichols and fouled out against Health
Fouled
Science.
out against Health Science.
And fouled out to me is like, okay, you foul out a minute left, cool, but you're fouling out with 3-4 minutes to play. Like that's a whole half a quarter you gotta adjust for.
Those and we don't have that stat because that's not a stat sheet kept, but that could be 2 games out of 24 at this
I only seen him 2. I seen him 3 games. I seen him St. Joe's. I seen him Nichols.
And you saw the last game.
And I seen him help. And also, when he does come out, I watch Nichols come back and beat him. And when he does come out, I watch Health get they stuff together, come back and beat
So
him.
you are saying he's a big part of the team. He's valuable to the team.
Yeah,
Got to stay on the floor.
length. I do.
All right. So I say bucket. I'm gonna go last one because we got to get into just a quick couple of seconds. We pressed for a little time. I'm gonna go 2. Let's try to. I want to get both these in. Let's try to go these a little quickly.
Rapid fire?
Yeah, but we're gonna keep it bucket or brick. Bucket or brick. Team success should matter for all league selections. So this is just league, not coach's corner stuff, not Buffalo Player of the Year, not all center court, but for your all. So the NFL All League, the MMA All League, the Yale Cup All League. Should the team success matter, or should it be player individual stats? Bucket or brick?
I'm gonna say bucket. And why I'm gonna say bucket is
Team success should matter.
team success should matter.
Okay.
I respect boys that they getting it off, right? But the top boy in one league got knocked off by the second boy in one league that got knocked off by the third boy in one league. So when we talking about teams, this one one should be at the top, and then the other one should follow in the other teams. I don't think that we putting all on one. We boost them up because of the stats, because they got knocked off by these other ones. Like your playoffs gotta matter.
But they don't for all league. All league
are
is
regular
turned
season
in.
awards.
Oh shit! My bad.
So that's what I'm asking. Is it play in that sense with it being a regular season award?
Yeah.
Do you feel team success should matter? Bucket or brick? Bucket that you believe in, brick you think it shouldn't.
And the league joint,
Yes.
brick. I'm gonna say brick.
You taking the players individual?
I think players individual.
Coach.
I'm gonna say bucket, and it's only because I've been doing league voting for the last couple of years. So
Team success should matter.
team success matters. You know, I feel like if you're on first team, second team, those teams that are more successful normally have more players on those 3 to 4 teams based off of their success. So I'm gonna say bucket.
Coach.
I'm gonna say brick. I think players who can do what they can in the regular season. Again, sometimes you just don't have the supporting cast that other schools do, and I think the ability to still get yours off, especially in the toughest of games, I think plays a big role in moving forward.
Last one for bucket or brick. Playoffs should count towards end of season awards.
Yes.
Bucket.
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 My bad.
No, you know that's fine. No, I count
Yeah.
them as well. But I had a couple people feel like that they shouldn't, right? Like where just that was just their opinion. They like they shouldn't because at the end of the day,
Bro, this ain't the NBA, bro.
That's kind of what they went with.
not the
is that
NBA.
the playoffs shouldn't
High
take
school
that
basketball.
into consideration. So just was wondering y'all thoughts in that.
Yeah, I think it should be your overall body of work if it's a yearly award.
Especially if it's at the end of, so again, it's end of the year award is end of the year. So whenever your team ended their year.
I agree.
So versus the awards that are for the league that are posted now or so, that's regular season versus the ones that all the honors and that we'll talk about and we'll celebrate. There are end of year awards, which means you have to take into account
Just like certain people have all tournament teams. They were only for the tournament.
Yep.
So
That's a good comparison.
we doing year. So it's basically the context of what you're talking about. You talk about your regular season awards. Now you're doing a yearly award. Your entire year needs to be taken into consideration.
Facts. Like I know for a fact it's just off the list. Shout out to Kevin Wilkie over there at the Brick Oven in Grand Island.
Shout out to him.
Fantastic
Yes.
place. We had a great time. Appreciate you hosting us. We was able to get out.
Wings was fire.
The wings was fire.
Wings
The
was
pizza
fire.
was
Pizza
good.
really
Yo, why I
good.
wasn't invited to that?
Wings was fire.
So when it comes to some of them awards, bro, you got to stay out because at the end of the day, you had a clear bias for your guy. So,
what?
we got to, right, that's the purpose of why you left out. So, but shout out to Kevin over there at the Brick Oven. If you ever,
Grand Island
ever looking
area.
for a great spot, not if you're in the Grand Island area, take the drive out to the Grand Island, get across that bridge and go to the Brick Oven and support. Shout out to them, man, because they was fantastic. Great food, great atmosphere, great energy.
service too. Yeah.
Shout out to Danny Phoenix.
Shout out to Danny Phoenix.
The Alpha Addict coffee was amazing. My box is gone. I got to order another box. So from the time that we shot last time, about 2 weeks, my coffee is gone.
You
I
went
got to
through
order
it?
another box. I got to order another. But shout out to
Fire.
them. Coffee is amazing. Really good.
Shout out to our guy Danny,
shout out to
man.
them.
We've met some of the coolest people over this time, man. I just wanted
facts.
to reach out and just connect and have conversations. So yeah, man, if you're ever out there, shout out to them. Shout out to Kevin and the Brick Oven. So yeah, fellas, we're going to wrap up our segment of Bucket of Bread.
Yes, sir.
Real quick, we're gonna get into Rising Stars because again, man, we pressed for time. I just wanted to highlight a couple kids that had some success during the playoffs. Rising Stars can be our young guys. Typically, that's our young guys, but if it's somebody that kind of stood out to y'all, give them some love in this situation as a rising star. Shout out to Spencer Juliano over there in North Tonawanda. That kid came in, hit big shots. And just wasn't scared of the moment. He got a little beat bop with him too that I like that you typically don't see out of a young player. I think he's going to be really good coming forward. So shout out to him. Shout out to Kamari Staples, aka Marmar over there at McKinley, had the game winner versus Will North. I thought that was huge. So shout out to him. Those are just two of the young guys that I wanted to kind of highlight in the Rising Star segment that I saw during the playoffs, sectional runs, all of that. Anybody that y'all saw that kind of stuck out to y'all?
Dre Lewis had a good playoff.
Trey
Lewis had a good playoff.
He had a good
I'm
playoff.
definitely going first from now on. It's always a new guy.
Oh, you already had it? No.
Yeah, Dre Lewis.
Excuse me, man.
No, it's okay.
Brady Coss had a good playoff.
No, I'm not gonna go now. Forget it.
He had a good playoff.
The bad guy.
And he raised right.
Yeah, but I got to see BK. I went to their Will East game versus West Seneca West. They hosted Will East hosted and Brady put on the show. But yeah, like you said, he was raised right. But shout out to Brady. Over
Shout
Will
out to
East.
Brady. Any young guys for you?
Yeah, Global Concepts, Jaden Benefield, sophomore
Facts.
wing.
Facts.
Got to see him. He had a game high in the championship game. Super active off ball. Was pretty much just everywhere that you wanted him to be when it came down to offensive and defensive schemes. They ran a lot of stuff for him, but also he battled with one of the best rebounders in Western New York in Grant Beadle and held his own and had about 8 himself. So, shout out Jaden Benefield over at Global. And then I think another one, I know we mentioned him briefly, but I think Jake Castiglia had a really good playoffs just in totality. He was game high in the semifinal game. He was game high, or not game high, but he was 17 in the 8 crossover championship last night. So Jake Castiglia did a really good job just kind of being that second, third
I
option.
didn't know we was also talking about upperclassmen. That's my fault.
So it's typically the Rising Stars is younger guys, but then we also talk about guys that just rose to the occasion.
I like the young boy from what's Drew Hines School? Randolph.
Oh, Siraj Johnson.
I like him.
Yeah,
Siraj Johnson.
Nah,
I like
he
him.
get busy.
He was real poised. Like he wasn't rattled, shoot the 3 ball. And then warm ups, he just looked like a little kid. I can't even lie. Like
He got to it though.
Absolutely,
got
guys.
to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really quick release too. I got to see him play Eden. Got to see him. I was also at that game when Randolph played Akron, and yeah, he's gonna.
All right.
They trust him a lot with the basketball too, which I think as a not great guard, that's a lot of responsibility, and he handled it well.
I typically give him stuff at the end of the season, so I'm gonna shout out. G4 and JJ. Trolled them all season with betting against them. I gotta show them some
They're
love.
not rising stars.
No, they are, man. They're sophomores at the end of the day. JJ transferred from Cheektowaga going to St. Joe's. So now the league play that you stepped up, and then being on that stage, right? All the cameras, all the lights. I thought them boys put on a show all playoffs. Some of the move that JJ's able to do is shock the entire crowd. And every so often he'll do one or two things that impresses me. So shout out to them over there. And last but not least, I got to give my baby boy some love. He had a really great game out there when he played in his playoff game to win the B championship over there at Timon. He had a really great game. Had 18, looked real poised.
I counted a dub.
You counted a dub?
I counted a dub.
You got a dub?
Yeah, I counted a dub.
I thought he played well, real poised. Grew as a guard. So shout out to him. I always give him stuff. So shout out to Q. Love you, baby.
Baby.
That's my baby boy.
Yo, we gotta talk about this.
No.
The man got muscles and all that, bro.
Yeah, and muscles, mustache, girlfriend, don't care. That is my baby boy. That's my baby.
Come on, baby.
Baby.
On TV?
Yes. Matter of fact, go follow him. Q_Harris21 on Instagram. Go follow him. And make sure you follow him. Tag him in the post and say Daddy's baby boy.
No, that's nasty. Yo, that's really nasty.
Crazy.
Nah, fellas, man, that wraps up our Rising Stars, man. We about to get out of here, fellas. This is the final buzzer. This is the closer. This is where we talk about the final things before we leave the people. To give some milestones. We had a couple milestones that happened since we last. Shout out to Jude Gerbic over there at Holland. Love Jude. Had his 1K. Got his 1K already. And correct me if I'm wrong, Jude is a sophomore.
Jude's a sophomore. Yes. Also became leading scorer in program history a couple games right before. I think it was the quarterfinals, right before when he was over and played Randolph. 2 free throws at the line, knocked him down. He's now Eden's all-time leading scorer.
So which means the rest.
No, that's Kobe Janko.
Kobe Janko.
Yes.
Oh, you're talking about Jude.
I said Jude over
Shout out Kobe Janko. Then
he hit now. I think Jude is a sophomore too, though.
They both are.
So with Jude getting 1K, 2K in his future, can he get 500 over the next 2 years?
Yes.
Yeah.
So 500 each. Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna say
Jude Gerbic over there hollering.
Nice. So
6'2", 6'3".
That's cool. That's cool. And I hope he does get those points.
Okay.
I'm all for that.
Where we going?
But if they playing teams under 500 and he has big numbers, we not super voting him to way up here.
Here we go.
We not doing that.
Hey, let's make sure we understand it. Let's make sure we understand the bad guy's votes, a.k.a. Coach Bud,
I'm not the bad guy. I'm not the bad guy.
His perspective does not reflect how Coach's Corner votes or picks. That is done by us three right here.
Absolutely, because I'm biased.
But we love the bad guy over here on the show. Shout out to Kobe Janko, who, like you said, Coach over there at Eden, is the all-time leading scorer as a sophomore. That boy is racking
Shooting
up
the lights out.
Definitely shooting the lights out. I am
Been
still
shooting the lights out since a
I am
shorty.
still advocating for the Kobe Janko Brady Kontz shootout, and you may see it, right? You may see that. Me and LITM got something cooking.
All right, so listen.
Hold on. Me and LITM got something cooking. We got our game. We have an all-star weekend coming up. Yo, just tune in. Matter of fact, go to Coach's Corner 23 and follow us on Instagram. Stay updated with everything that we got going on. I promise you, we will not leave. We will not leave at all. We got a lot of stuff cooking because when you the voice, you got to stay around and do what you do. But what you got? You got Kobe or you got Brady?
Come on. I love Rob. Been on Rob
one of the best coaches in the area.
That's absolute fact.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's absolute
He get
fact.
busy on that board.
And Kobe been shooting that ball since a shorty. He letting it fly. But I'm biased.
So who you going with?
Brady Koss.
Okay.
Yo, I watched my boy as a 5th grader out of town knock down 7 tray balls, and parents is like, what is going on?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, he get busy.
He continues to do the same thing every year. He's getting face guarded and still getting it off.
All right. So, hey, you should be
And Kobe getting face guarded too, though. Don't get me.
No,
he getting face guarded too, though. And he's shooting the lights out.
But we gonna see.
But when they had when we do this shootout,
in fact, it's going down.
Brady Koss.
You can probably throw Jude in there too. Might as well.
Who?
Right? Jude from Holland.
I ain't never really seen him like shoot. Like he against MST, he wasn't getting a lot of threes. So I didn't really see it.
But Brady and and
Kobe
that's going down. We got to see that.
Sure.
All right. Last but not least, Andrew Lindstrom. Shout out to him. He got 1K in the playoffs. Shout out to him over there. St. Francis. Good job. Way to finish the season. Those are the guys that I got that I wanted to highlight. Milestones. Y'all got anything that y'all?
TK became the all-time leading scorer in Olmsted boys and girls history last night
Fire.
in his B class championship. So there was a post by Olmsted boys basketball.
I didn't see that one there.
X,
Okay.
And shouted him out. So he's now not just the boys all-time leading scorer, but now the boys and girls Olmsted program history belongs to.
So he owns the record.
He owns the
Shout
record.
out to Playoff TK.
Yeah. Shout out to Jericho Thagard. He committed to ECC for football. So just shout out to him from Jamestown. He committed to ECC to play football.
I saw right after the game, Jesus Christ, the Gerstrom brother Blake, he's committed as well.
Also the ECC.
He committed as well to ECC, so I saw that.
And
So shout out to them.
Mason
brother.
McGloin is over.
Mason McGloin going to St. John Fisher. He's over there at Depew. He's going. Who else we got?
Preston Woodworth. He is committed to St. Bonaventure for baseball. So D1 baseball program, furthering his academic and athletic career.
Shout out to him.
Preston over
Shout
there.
out
And he's
to
also a junior too, so he's still got another.
Oh, he committed early.
Yeah,
he got it out.
got it out the way. He's got
not mad at that.
another year. So I'll be
for
interesting
him.
to see if he plays his senior year basketball wise to get ready for
Right.
his school. But I thought he had a good basketball year, and clearly he's really good on the baseball field as well.
Coach Bud.
Definitely want to shout out all of my guys this year, man, that got their 1,000 ball, man. TK is now the all-time leading scorer at Olmsted. Dane Brown got his 1,000 ball.
At Grand Island.
Nas Young got his 1,000 ball.
How was science?
Ken Barge got his 1,000 ball.
Part.
But the biggest shout out I want to say, man, I really want to shout out Trey Palfrey because when it was time to step on that stage and play, he stepped up and played.
No, he did.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he stepped up and played, and I ain't like he had everybody saying he wasn't going to play. I thought he wasn't going to play. That's what they were saying. I started to believe it.
He was
Came out-
trolling.
He came out in warm-ups.
That's a fact.
Yo, I told boys, I said, yo, if he don't play, I swear to you, I said, yo, when he came out of war, I said, nah, bro, if he don't play, I'm out of here. I'm not staying if he not playing. But he came in and he was hooping. He was hooping, and every shot he made, he turned and looked at the crowd to let boys know I'm hooping.
He looked at Marcus.
He
looked at
Yeah, he was looking at Marcus.
He looked at
'Cause I wasn't
Marcus.
sitting there, Marcus. I'm good.
He looked at Marcus.
But nah, he held it down, man. He held it down. And that big game situation, man, that's respected for sure.
You know what's crazy? We went the whole show and didn't even talk about that. I'm glad that he brought it up. Shout out to y'all as the people, because to be honest, that was a graphic that I made because that was a matchup that I wanted to see, and you guys made that happen. That is my biggest post this year. That's the one that went the most viral. And in that time, shout out to Health Science Administration, shout out to Mr. Baxter, shout out to Ty, shout out to everybody over at Nichols, Coach Matt, Coach Jarrell, you guys putting that together and putting that on for the city. Shout out to Mario over there at Western Athletics, over there at the Hall Pass that did the mock-up and the video that's on our Instagram. That was packed out. I heard Center Court say he had to use his trump card as being who he is, the media, to get in the building because it was so packed.
Yeah, they had to
we
stop letting
packed
people
out
in the door.
a college with standing room only, where the police had to be called just to make sure that people
We're breaking down doors or anything.
right, because it was that packed. That's the impact that you guys have through us,
Not
right?
facts.
This is just a platform, but you guys are the tool to make everything go, and we appreciate y'all. I know this is the end of the season, but fellas, let's let them know the post up don't
we ain't
stop.
going nowhere.
The post up don't
We ain't
stop,
going
man. We
nowhere.
back. This is episode 6. We wrapping up our high school episode. We get back with the AAU episodes. We get back with the college coaches. We got the players coming in with the interviews.
got the
We are
officials
just getting
coming in,
started. We
too.
got the officials coming in. We bringing you AAU. We bringing you college coaches. We bringing you scouting. We bringing you referees. We bringing you in-depth conversations. We bringing on coaches from the Yale Cup, coaches from the NFL, coaches from ECIC. Hey, we ain't going nowhere. We just getting started. At the end of the day, we love you. Coach's Corner, we out.